Xbox's Developer Direct event has given us an impressive look into 4 games coming to Xbox and PC, as well as a surprise reveal by Square Enix. The event gave us in-depth looks at Avowed, Hellblade 2, Visions of Mana, Lara History Untold, and what I think we can all agree was the biggest surprise of them all, our first look at gameplay for Indiana Jones by Wolfenstein developer Machine Games. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the Developer Direct event. Here is everything you need to know. What's up everybody, my name's Deadly Headley and welcome to my channel. I'm a graphic designer, I have a journalism degree and I love talking about video games. If this is your first time here and you end up enjoying this video, consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. And if you've been here before, welcome back my friends. Stick around until the end, I have an announcement to make. Social media links are in the pinned comment down below. That's it, that's the housekeeping for me, we're getting straight into it. Avowed. Developed by Obsidian, Avowed is an action fantasy RPG set in the Pillars of Eternity universe, and it's coming in fall 2024. Your quest is to put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands, set in the world of Aora. Player choice is a key driver in Avowed, both in the decisions you make throughout the game, as well as the combat system that has been intricately crafted to allow players to dynamically switch between magic, melee, and ranged combat styles using custom loadouts. This is by far the biggest draw for me. Avowed's combat opens up the opportunity for a free-flowing experience that allows players to get creative with the abilities and weapons they have at their disposal. Game director Kari Patel remarked on the impressive depth of Avowed's choice and consequence system. The game promises to present players with moral predicaments and grey areas, adding a complicated nuance to decision making, which will play out in ways that confront and challenge the player. Obsidian has built a vibrant and colourful world for Avowed, which proudly embraces the weird and wonderful to present stunning biomes filled with mystery and magic. There's a variety of textures, flora and fauna that bring this world to life. The game's lighting looks impressive too, and the rich colour palette of this world is shown off beautifully with this absolutely stunning piece of key art. It's been designed with stark contrasts in mind that come through beautifully in its art style, which looks surprisingly vibrant and fresh in comparison to something like Skyrim. On that note, I want to lay out some realistic expectations here. If you've played Obsidian's The Outer Worlds, you've got a rough idea of the type of RPG you can expect. It's actually pretty good, and it's a much smaller RPG than something like Skyrim or Starfield, so it's not going to take up a crazy amount of your time. It's a really entertaining ride, and The Outer Worlds' choice and consequence system is actually quite impactful. It's on Game Pass if you want to check it out, and it will give you a flavour of the type of RPG you can expect from Obsidian. Hellblade 2. Cited as a visual benchmark by PlayStation studio Insomniac Games, Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2 is set to be a breathtaking visual showcase for Xbox. Hellblade 2 is a compact 7 to 8 hour experience, and it's this detail that should set the expectation. This isn't comparable to most of the games that you've played. It's not combat heavy, it's not exploratory, it's a carefully curated game designed to deliver a linear, compelling and memorable experience. You can expect a high fidelity, cinematic, narrative-led presentation. The emphasis is on the raw quality of the experience, as opposed to the type of game that typically comes at a larger scale. There's no bloat, just a short, focused game that concentrates on quality rather than quantity. This is welcome news, as my backlog is already looking crazy after the year we had in 2023. Hellblade 2 tells the story of Senua, a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis in 10th century Iceland, who is on a mission to stop the Vikings that raided her village at their source. Senua has grown since the first game, having made peace with her past, and is no longer in fear of the visions and voices that haunt her. The first Hellblade game was widely regarded for its incredible use of sound. Ninja Theory used binaural audio techniques to simulate the voices inside Senua's head that would torment her during periods of psychosis. Hellblade 2 builds on this by not only using binaural sound for the voices Senua hears, but also the music and environment around her too, delivering a next-generation spatial audio experience that truly immerses the player in Senua's mind. Headphones are highly recommended for this one. Authenticity has been at the heart of Ninja Theory's portrayal of psychosis, having worked closely with Cambridge University professor and neuroscience specialist Paul Fletcher, as well as with people who have had lived experience of psychosis. Scriptwriter and performance capture director Lara Derham told us how the team also took steps to make 10th century Iceland feel as authentic as possible, firstly by delivering a strong framework based in historical accuracy, upon which the surreal elements that reflect Senua's psychosis could then be overlaid. Combat has been confirmed, and there's an emphasis on delivering those moments in a raw and visceral way. The team has taken full advantage of a new motion capture space in which sequences are meticulously planned to make combat experiences feel different from one another. Combat takes on a brutal approach that is designed to make the player really feel Senua's struggle at every step of her journey. Ninja Theory's mission is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech, to deliver something meaningful to players, which you'll be able to experience firsthand when it drops straight into Game Pass on May 21st. Visions of Mana. Visions of Mana is the first mainline entry to the beloved Mana series in over 15 years. The developer showcase featured Mana series producer Masaru Oyamada and Mana series creator Kochi Ishii, who introduced players to the newly imagined world of Mana, giving fans and newcomers alike a closer look at some of the latest gameplay features and creatures in Visions of Mana. Oyamada revealed new details about Visions of Mana's combat, including the new aerial combat system. Fans can also expect to see the return of series staple, the Elementals. These assist players during battle in the form of specialized items, with each weapon producing a different effect in combat, according to its respective element, allowing for a fast-paced, flexible fighting style. Players were also introduced to a new companion they can expect to encounter in Visions of Mana, called Pickles, which takes inspiration from animals and mythology and will help players traverse the game's expansive ground map as they explore this vibrant world. Ara History Untold. Ara History Untold is a historical 4X strategy game being developed for PC by Oxide Games. This is one for the history fans, as Ara allows players to remix and reimagine their own timeline on alternate Earth. Players get to tell history their way, as Ara promises to make each player's experience unique and personal. Player agency is the force that drives this game, visually creating a living world that reflects player choices through civilians' actions. Ara's living world is a procedurally generated canvas, waiting for a player to rule society the way they see fit. Success is measured with the game's prestige system, proving a player's worth as they decide what kind of leader they want to be. This means there are no set victory conditions, as players get to decide what is most important to them so that they can focus on those goals. There's been an emphasis placed on art and culture, which is something I really like here. As with societies throughout history, comes things like music, art, culture, and food. The things today that just make us human. It's worth noting that this isn't coming to consoles, it's only launching on PC, and it's due in fall 2024. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's the big one, folks, the headliner of the event. Indiana Jones, being developed by Wolfenstein series developer Machine Games, just got its first public reveal, introduced by executive producer Todd Howard. Machine Games' take on Indiana Jones is in first person, a detail that has already sparked some controversy, as I think it may have been widely expected for this to be an Uncharted clone. But I'm welcoming this news with open arms. The reason for that is that Machine Games are masters of their craft when it comes to delivering first-person experiences, so this team has my full support. I loved the Wolfenstein games, which were exclusively first-person. They felt immersive and, especially during combat, visceral and grounded. Machine Games are putting players behind the eyes of Indiana Jones, which, when you're exploring long-forgotten temples, is a really interesting perspective. You get to be the person solving ancient puzzles. You get to be the person that punches Nazis in the face and crack that whip like the wisecracking archaeologist you were born to be, getting up close and personal to the adventure. Indy's iconic whip plays a major role in user interaction, as you'd expect, serving as a combat tool, traversal device, and distraction mechanic if you plan on taking a stealthy approach. There are certain moments where the game switches to a third-person perspective though. Cutscenes are shot in third person, for instance, so you feel like you're watching a classic indie adventure, as opposed to them being locked to first person like they are in Wolfenstein. The same applies for traversal sequences too. If a player engages with the environment to climb, for example, you'll see Indy in all his glory, giving you the best of both worlds. Taking place between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle takes players on an authentic experience that taps into the original soul of this beloved IP. It's not all about combat either. You're going to have to think like Indy, not just punch, shoot, and whip your way out of trouble. Puzzles provide a challenging layer to the game that will make players feel like they're truly part of the grand riddle that Indy is trying to solve. Machine Games takes us to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond, with each location promising to deliver a level of authenticity to the time period the game is set in. Of course, music is an essential part of the Indiana Jones experience. Machine Games worked closely with composer Gordy Harb, who has managed to capture the essence of John Williams' original iconic score and adapt for a video game environment. Huge emphasis was placed on making the game feel cinematic. Stunt actors help bring a level of physicality to cinematic sequences, delivering gripping moments of action and suspense. This reveal ignites all those classic Indiana Jones feels, promising an experience that feels authentic to this much treasured IP. We're still waiting on a firm release window, but it's been confirmed that this is coming exclusively to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass in 2024. Xbox has come out of the gate early this year, putting its full confidence behind its 2024 lineup. It feels like Microsoft has finally managed to achieve the release cadence it's been aiming for, set to release several major titles this year. The Developer Direct didn't even cover the other releases we know are coming this year too, like Stalker 2 with a newly confirmed release date of September 5th. Flight Simulator 2024, Call of Duty, South of Midnight, and a Starfield DLC expansion are also on the horizon. So while we've seen plenty from Xbox and its Developer Direct event, we know that there is even more content coming. The future is looking bright for the Xbox platform, and 2024 is just getting started. What's up everybody, my name's Zedley Headley, and I just want to say thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with me. I'm proud to announce that I am going to be joining my friends Asa from Game On Daily and Gamsley in starting an Xbox podcast. You can find us on Asa's channel, linked in the pinned comment down below, along with my social links there too. Keep an eye out for more information from us, just make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, Asa's channel, and following me on Twitter so that you don't miss any updates. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help the channel grow and help other Xbox fans like yourselves find my content. Let me know what you guys thought of this year's Xbox Developer Direct event and your most anticipated game of 2024 in the comments down below. That's all from me today guys, I'll catch you soon. Peace.